Welcome to Sailing El Jaleo. I am a mid-40-year-old who in my early 40s became disillusioned with modern society and all of its promises and pitfalls. Feeling that life was getting a little too boring, I decided to do the logical thing, which is to buy a 40-year-old sailboat and spend the next 3 or 4 years converting it into a long-range, off-grid sailing vessel. Or it might have just been a midlife crisis, who knows. From there, I enlisted the help of my trusty crew, and we've been spending the last 3 years going up and down the east coast of the United States, learning how to sail, learning how to read charts, how to navigate, how to read tides, and basically just how to survive on a sailboat. From here, we plan on spending one more summer up north, doing one last round of upgrades before finally escaping the United States in late 2024 or early 2025. These are our adventures. Feel free to come along if you'd like. Last week we were traversing Georgia's beautiful grasslands, tidal estuaries, and sounds, of which it has a ton of. This week we're going to continue our journey through Georgia, and we're going to finally reach Florida. In real time, I believe we reached Florida at the end of December, and when we got there we got stuck for a couple of weeks in Fernandina Beach. I'll get into that later. But I guess we might as well go ahead and get right into it. Grab a drink, climb aboard, and let's get going. As we made our final push through Georgia, we only had a couple of obstacles to get through. We were only about 25 miles away from Florida, so we just had to cross St. Simon Sound, take Jeckyll Creek behind Jeckyll Island, cross St. Andrew Sound, and then go behind Cumberland Island, and we would be in Florida. I checked back through the logbooks, and this was right around December 5th, December 6th, right in that time frame that we were going through this area. And you know, on our journey up until now, the weather had been generally agreeable. During the day it was getting up in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and we would have some crappy weather here and there, high winds and that kind of stuff. But this was our final push into Florida, and I thought once we got to Florida everything would be great. And that turned out not to be the case. As you'll see when we get to Fernandina Beach. And you'll hear me pronounce that a couple of different ways. For years I've been calling it Fernandina Beach. I don't know why. I've been mispronouncing that for years. So apologies going forward in some of the recordings that I've done in the past if I called it Fernandina Beach when it's actually Fernandina Beach. Are you okay, princess? You okay? Do you want to come in? It's cold out there. It is. It's freezing. You want to come down? Okay. You play with your brother. You want to come in? I'm going to grab the puppy dog real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. As I was saying, the weather in about 5 days' time, once we get to Fernandina Beach, takes a drastic turn. And up until now, right now when I'm recording this, it is January 17th, and it still hasn't fixed itself. So the weather here, I'm still in North Florida. I don't plan on going much further south than where I'm at now. And I'll get into all that later. But so we are still in North Florida in the St. Augustine area, and right now it's 36 degrees out. It is early in the morning. I think it's almost 9 o'clock, but yeah, so the weather's been kind of crappy, but I'm hoping that we see I don't know what you call it, a crack in the window or a light in the tunnel or whatever it is. But starting next Monday, it's supposed to get back in the upper 60s to 70s with overnight temps in the 50s and 60s. So hopefully that is the end of this cold garbage, because we're getting kind of sick of it. Hey y'all, we are anchored right by Jeckyll Island here, and St. Andrews Sound is just right over there. We're gonna cross that tomorrow, hopefully. And then beyond that, we just have to go around Cumberland Island, and then we're in Florida. So it's only about 25 miles that way, Florida is. And we were gonna move on today, but right over here is the Jeckyll Harbor Marina. Their fuel dock is right on the end, and we were gonna pop in there and refill on diesel and water, but I gave them a call this morning on the radio, and they are out of diesel. And we do have about 20 gallons left, so we could easily make it to Fernandina Beach, which is in Florida, and refuel there. But this fuel dock is much easier to get in and out of. It's just right on the end there. So it's super easy to pop over. The other one's a little more complicated. So I think we'll just hang out here for the day. It's a nice day, calm. It's not the warmest. I think it's low 50s, but I guess it's better than what Delaware or Wisconsin is probably getting, or Colorado. So yeah. Yeah, things are going good. Can't complain. The puppy dogs are doing okay. How are you doing, Princess? They're just chilling. Tuna's up here chewing on a rawhide, and Wiegand's being a pest like usual, and Linus is down below. He is definitely an inside dog, and Neptune is definitely an outside dog, so it's interesting the different personalities they have. And Wiegand is just 100% a pain in the ass all the time. You're just a troublemaker, aren't you? Yeah, you're a wabble-wowsin' wobble-making Wiegand. Yes, you are just a troublemaker. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Yes. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Oh, okay. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing well and you're staying warm where you are. And I guess we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. What are you doing? What are you doing? You let go of my hand. You let go. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yes. Okay. Okay, Weeks. All right. Say goodbye. Hey, y'all. I have been getting too much water inside the boat, and I knew that it was probably the stuffing box. And here you can see I'm dripping way more than I should. It's only supposed to drip about once every second, and here it's a pretty steady stream. But what's even more worrying is here is the nut that's got the packing in it, and there is the locking ring, and you can see this locking ring or locking nut has separated itself from the stuffing. which is a little worrying. I don't know how that happened, but it's definitely something I'll have to keep a look or keep an eye at. And let's see if I can maybe mount this somewhere so I can get this adjusted, and you guys can maybe see. There we go. Maybe this will work. All right, so I'm not sure if you guys can see the drip or not, but I am going to adjust this so that it stops a constant stream of water and drips only about once per second. Okay, let me show you guys this. So here you can see it is dripping a lot less now, and this is what the stuffing box here is what prevents, or it seals the propeller shaft from the outside environment of the water. And you want it to drip a little bit because the water actually cools down the packing, which is the seal. So if I tighten this down so that it wasn't dripping at all, then the packing would overheat and that seal might fail. So I don't know why this locking nut came loose. It's something I'll definitely have to keep an eye on, but I'm going to tighten this locking nut back up, and hopefully that will be one problem fixed. Okay, so hopefully that is fixed. And here you can see it is dripping a lot less. And I got that locking nut tightened back down, but it's a little concerning that it came loose, because if this here spins off, which it can, the engine can actually spin it off, then the boat sinks. So yeah, I'm gonna have to keep a pretty good eye on this. I don't know why this came untightened, but I'll definitely be checking this very often over the next couple of weeks, and make sure that we're not we don't have any problems. Well, it doesn't look like we're actually going to make it to Florida in this video. I forgot about this stuffing box issue until I was going back over footage, and I should probably go over footage before I record the intro. Anyway, I did a little more digging into the stuffing box. I had always read that it should drip like 1 drip per second, but that's not necessarily the case. Even some people say that is too much. The proper way to adjust a stuffing box is to do a temperature differential. So the stuffing box can be 20 to 30 degrees above the temperature or the ambient temperature of the outside water. So the next day when we motored for 6 hours, I did check the temperature of the water, and then I checked the temperature of the stuffing box, and there was only a 7-degree differential. So that 1 drip per second for our stuffing box it's dripping more than it has to. So that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. I mean, the bilge pump kicks on once every few days, and that's a-okay. I mean, before, when it was a constant stream, the bilge pump was kicking on, all the time, like probably 3 or 4 times a day. And if something happened to the float switch and I was to leave the boat for days, that little bit of water could accumulate pretty quickly. So I'm comfortable with the rate that it's dripping now, and the temperature is good, so I think this is problem solved. And that's all we have time for this week. I would love to give a massive shout out to my Patreon crew. Without your guys' support, I would not make these videos. And my Patreon crew is Joan and Juddy Judnick, Val and Chris Alcorn, Denise and Eli Sackett, Sherry Erickson, Deb Shaw, Matthew Spotten, and Peter Allen. Thank you guys so much for your support. It really means the world to me. And I do have one legacy patron member. Her name is Joan Lindbow. Unfortunately, she has passed on, but she lives on in our hearts forever. We miss you, Joan. If you are interested in joining our Patreon crew, there is a link in the description down below. That'll take you to our Patreon page where you can sign up. And that'll give you access to hundreds of behind-the-scenes photos and videos and real-time updates, let you know where we're at and what's going on. And you would help support the channel, which would be awesome. If you do like our videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us out more than you'll ever know. Alrighty, I hope you all are well, and we'll see you next week.